Hi, I'm Nicole Crane, and today I am going to share a little bit about the Cocoon and why this is a foundational transformation program. So I'm going to get personal for a minute. Part of the reason why I'm so passionate about this information is because I was a weird, smelly kid. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but when I was a kid, we moved around a lot. And so I always kind of felt like I didn't fit in. Like people already had their little group of friends and everyone was already kind of established. And so I spent huge chunks of my childhood when I wasn't like surrounded by my family, feeling like I didn't belong, like it was hard to create like those solid connections with other kids, and that, like I didn't really have people who had my back. Luckily, my saving grace was that I have a little sister who's 18 months younger than me, and she was kind of my built-in best friend. So um, she was my rock, and she's still stuck with me. But basically, I dragged that energy around with me for a really long time. And it was only through beginning to heal that wound that I accessed the power to be able to have accountability about that and to be like, oh my God, I'm a grown ass woman. I'm in my 30s and I'm still like coming from this place of like deep wounding that like people won't accept and love me, and that I'm like an outsider, and that I'm still the weird smelly girl, and that like people can tell that like under this elegant sophisticated facade that like there's something missing or wrong or deficient about me. And that was super empowering to be able to be like, this is on me now. That's not on the little girls in first grade who made fun of my lunchbox or like, you know, like all that stuff. So I decided that it was time to really, really let that go. And so this is part of the reason why I feel like the cocoon is so important, because it is the basics. And that's another thing that I don't think people know about me, is like I'm a super, super nerd about the basics. Like I went to DomCon, which is full of these like edgy, sexy, powerful, dominant professional women. And I'm like talking about how to like clean your toys and like keep your relationships tidy and things like that, and like how to protect against STIs. And so I'm like a hardcore nerd about like the foundational stuff. And so this is like a it's my pet project. And so it's near and dear to my heart. And honestly, like not only can other people do this, but I intend to revisit this content and this information and this journey. Like I intend to walk this path over and over and over, like basically until the rest of my days. Like I think that it's just like peeling back the layers of an onion. Like this work just deepens every time that you revisit it, and it's just as beautiful. And um, I mean, it's heartbreaking sometimes. And this is just me, like my inner goth kid, but like sometimes I still mourn the version of myself that didn't have access to this information. And I'm just like, ugh, everything could have been different. Like I could have been so much more powerful for decades. And then I remember, like, I probably still have decades left in my life where I do have this information and I do have this place of power that I'm coming from now. And how glorious is that? Like, some people never, ever, ever find something like this. So, not to get all emotional, just a little, but this is why I'm so passionate about bringing this forward as a group program, in hopes that it's a little bit more affordable for people to have access to this information and this journey. And for someone, myself, who has walked this path before, to guide you along the way and to kind of be by your side and hold your hand as you're going through this journey yourself. Hopefully also many, many, many times in the future. So the great thing about the Cocoon is I'm going to be recording all of the sessions during the 8-week program, and you'll have access to these recordings for as long as you want, so you can kind of repeat this process as many times as you want in the future. Yeah, so basically, that was almost everything I wanted to say already, but it is a little bit selfish because the work that I'm super passionate about is so far out of the average person's perception that it's really hard to get people from here to there. And so this is kind of laying the foundation for the further work, even though this work in and of itself is super potent and it's really, really deep medicine. So, but selfishly, like, this is the starting point. Like, I look at the self-help and the spirituality industry as a whole, and like, a lot of people are going from like average Joe Schmo, like feeling like something's missing and looking for something more meaningful in life, to like the fifth dimension. And like, personally, I'm not ready to like leap to the fifth dimension. And I feel like there are a lot of people who need this bridge to open up their awareness, open up their sensitivity, create a sense of safety in the body that you can return to over and over again when we get a little bit further into the scarier work, when you're asked to be vulnerable and you're asked to stand in your truth and you're asked to like really, really look at and even sometimes speak out loud your true desires. That shit is fucking terrifying. So this foundation kind of creates like a safe place that you can return to when you're having that like shame hangover, or when you're having that like, oh my God, I just exposed my vulnerable self to like a group of 20 people that I don't even fucking know. What was I thinking? You have a place of resource to return to and hold your own energy, to hold space for yourself, to take care of yourself, and to slowly build trust for yourself so that the next time you take this leap, it's less scary. And the next time you take that leap, it's even less scary. And someday, I mean, I haven't reached this point yet myself, but I'm assuming that based on other really intense, scary things that I've done over and over again, that someday I'm going to wake up and this is not going to be scary anymore. This is going to be like, oh yeah, we eat our shadow for breakfast. And then, you know, at lunchtime, we just like have a cup of tea with our inner demons and just like see like what they're bringing to the table. And instead of coming from this like fearful place of judgment and like, I never do that, I'm above it, we can just be like, yeah, I do that all the time. I'm probably going to keep doing that like basically forever. So why not just be nice to myself about it? So, yeah. So that's what I mean when I say that this is a foundational series. Like, we are laying something solid that we can build other things on. Maybe the structure that you're going to build this on will be with me, maybe it will be with somebody else. But even alone, like, this work is so, so powerful. And I think that if you never do anything else besides this 8-week deep dive into exploration of self and deepening connections with other people and just practicing like self-love and setting aside time where you're like, okay, I'm going to feel love and I'm going to feel loving right now, like, is super, super important and could transform and change your entire life. So please join me. I almost forgot my little pitch here. Sorry, I'm just like, yay, I want to talk about what I'm passionate about. Here is my link. We get started next Friday, November 15th, 4 p.m. Mountain Time. I would love if you can make it live. I have 4 spots reserved for people who are committing to showing up live to the Q&A and the like the little meditation teaching lecture. It's like a mini lecture. It's not gonna be much longer than this right here. Just kind of explaining why what we're about to learn is important. I think for especially like, I guess, left brain people, left brain? Yeah. I'm like, that doesn't even register to me. Like sometimes the reason why kind of helps you digest what you're about to do and helps you buy into the process a little bit instead of just being like, this is stupid, I don't want to do it. You're like, okay, well, if that's going to be the result, and like this all is kind of like scientifically proven, and this is like a method to the madness, then sometimes I think that helps some intellectual types really plant both feet firmly into the practice. And so, yeah, we get started next Friday. I am cutting off registration on Wednesday so that we can really kind of collect everyone, get all the information distributed. We're not doing all this like crazy last minute stuff. So please, please, please join me. If you have any questions, let me know. And on my YouTube channel, Nicole Crane Coaching, I have a guided meditation that we did last night. If you're curious about like what is going on with this and you would like a little taste of the experience of what I have to offer in the cocoon. And also, P.S. it came to my attention that like people are like, the cocoon, what's that? Like pod people? I'm like, no, it's like a safe place for you to become liquefied internally and dissolve into nothingness and then become rebuilt as something really resilient and beautiful and strong that is available to take flight. And so that is why I'm calling it the cocoon. So please join me. And yeah, there's tons of information in the Deeper Love Academy group and on my YouTube channel, Nicole Crane Coaching. And I'll keep talking about this for the next couple days, and then we'll take a break and we'll talk about something else. Okay, sending you lots of love. I hope you're having a great weekend. Be safe. Mwah. Have a great night. Thanks so much.